All right. Okay. All right. So, like I said, my name is Pawan Oberoi. We are part of this company called Epiphany. I have my colleague Sid with me, right? And we are so here's the agenda. We'll demonstrate. So forget the advanced features, but we demonstrate you all the basic features of our platform, the whiteboard.chat platform. We'll invite you to experience it live with us as students. And all throughout, if you have questions, I request you if you can type them out on Zoom chat. My colleague Siddharth is going to periodically read them out to me. So we can go through your questions one by one, right? Where whiteboard.chat really shines is the observability and the engagement part of teaching, right? Imagine as if you have the ability to watch over each child's shoulder as they're going through their assignment in real time, all the time, right? And you can help guide them. You can see where they're struggling. You can join them on a one-on-one basis. You can create groups, put the kids in groups together, all of that. So we will show you all of these things. But we have been told by teachers that kids' engagement has gone up drastically, even better than what they were in person after they started using whiteboard.chat. And it's used worldwide. It's a fairly new platform. We started in August of last year, and it's grown. It's about to 50,000 users a day now, and it's used all around the world. Maybe except for a few countries around the world, but it's used all around the world in varied set of devices, conditions, languages. You call it, right? Here are some of the recent cool boards that teachers have made with whiteboard.chat. For example, this is a syllable shoots and ladders with a spinner, and which I'll show you a little bit how to make on your own. Right, here's another one where they try to tie in fun activities, right, with learning. And you can see this is another one where you can do a roll and cover like a bump game, right? And like I was saying initially, whiteboard.chat is completely based on suggestions that we receive from teachers. So please reach out to us on email if you have any suggestions, or follow us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. We have a really active, if you're using Facebook and you'll use whiteboard.chat, we have a really active community of teachers called Teachers at Using Whiteboard.chat. I request you to join that. They exchange ideas, they help guide each other, guide us, and a lot of different things happen there. So that said, I'm going to jump into the platform straight away. Right? The platform is browser based, so it works on different sets of devices. It works on computers, it works on Macs, it works on iPads, Chromebooks, whatever have you, right? And this is our winter theme. You can see snow falling. So, and student privacy is super important to us. We are compliant with most. We do not uh, do any advertising. We do not capture any student information. It's super important to us. So you can read our student policy, privacy policy here if you want to. Whiteboard.chat has two modes. One is the collaboration mode, which is like a regular whiteboard, right? Like Jamboard or Zoom's whiteboard, where everybody ends up on the same board. But what is more interesting is the teaching mode, which I'm going to primarily focus on, where you can create, assign, and live teach individual student boards, right? So you just start by clicking this button. It'll directly take you into whiteboard.chat, right? Here, you can start drawing, right? So you can use your pen to start drawing, right? You can change the, you can type anywhere. You don't need to put text boxes. You can type anywhere on the screen and it'll automatically put a text box for you. You can change the colors. So if you change this button, you can change the color of the screen. It changes the whole interface as well, which some teachers love, some teachers hate it, but you can change it in the settings if you don't want, if you don't like this setting. You can change the thickness of the brush by changing the uh, slider here. You can change it into a highlighter by changing the opacity. So if you want to highlight something, you can make it a highlighter really easily. And you can change the size of the font as well, right? And actually the font that you are using. So you can type very easily, right? So these are the basic functions of which you can find on the bottom right here, right? And on the left hand side here is the main toolbar. So I'll start by clearing the screen. So you can clear the screen for everybody. You can clear all the objects here. You can start by uploading. Most teachers, what they do is they upload their lesson. If there is a page from their textbook or a PDF file or a Google slide, you can just upload directly from Google Drive or from your computer, right? So you can upload, like for example, I have a file that has 3 pages. It's a worksheet which has 3 pages. So this is page number 1, right? So, and then I can go to page number 2, right? So for each page in the PDF, it creates a page in whiteboard.chat automatically, right? And all of the pages you can draw on, you can type on, right? You can lock this so that you accidentally don't delete it or move it, but you can start typing on it right away. And here is the fun part, right? Now you can invite students. So you use this button on the top right to invite students, right? You can invite them by giving them the classroom code, or what most teachers do is they copy this link and they put this link in their Google Classroom. So when the students click it, they'll be given a copy of this board right away, right? So I'll create another student on the side so you can see the student experience. And I'll also invite my colleague Sid so he can join me as a student as well, right? So when the students join the board for the first time, they've never used it, they'll be asked for their name. They can give any name which will identify themselves to the teacher. And they'll be given the copy of the worksheet with all of the pages, right? And they can start typing right away. So they can start using on the whiteboard, they can start typing on the screen, they can start drawing on the screen. And this is the fun part. You as the teacher have the ability to watch them work live on a grid view, right? So you can change the size of the grid so it's a little bit bigger. But you can see, look, there is Sid, right? He's actually drawing something on his board, right? There is this student. They're drawing something on their board. They're doing their exercises. And you can watch them live, right? If they go to a different page, right? If the student goes to page number 2, you can see that they have gone to page number 2 and they have started to work on a different assignment. And if they need help, they can raise their hand. The kid can raise their hand from here, right? They can say, hey, I'll raise hand. The teacher gets a notification. Or you can just click this and join them on their board on a one-on-one basis, right? Now you're almost as if you're next to them on their desk, on their notebook, and say if they're doing a good job, you can then tell them they're going to do a good job, right? And you can give them a sticker. So we have a whole bunch of things here which I will show you, but you can give them a reward sticker, for example. Oh, good job, I give you a trophy, right? And then you can go back to the front of the class and keep observing the rest of the class, right? So very easy for you to see how the kids are progressing through the lessons, what are they working on, where they're struggling, where they're doing well, and how does this all look. Right? So those are the basic tools. I'll pause here for a second and ask Sid if he has any questions that people have asked.
Yes. So does the uploaded document have to be in PDF form?
No, it can be any image. So it can be an image format. It can be PDF. You can copy and paste images from the internet. You can do that too.
Okay. Can we actually see the students while they are doing their work, or do we only get to see their work?
No, so most teachers use this in conjunction with Zoom or Google Meeting, just like we are. So you can watch them as well, right? I can watch all of you and watch the work as well.
Okay, that's it so far.
Okay. So after that, I'll show you some tools. So there are there are about 150 different features that teachers from around the world have asked us to implement on this. Don't get overwhelmed by this. This is the basic stuff. This is what most teachers start with, and you can just start with just using these things, right? You don't need to worry about all the other features that I'm going to show you, right? So there are basic things built into the tool. So you can draw lines, right? You can draw rectangles if you want to, right? You can change the color of you can change the fill in color of the rectangles, the outlines of the shapes as well, right? We have post-it notes built in different colors. So if you want to use that for your lesson, you can use them as well, right? You can use the different post-it notes. We have a rich text editor built in. If you want to write longer paragraphs which are aligned better, you can use that to type uh, longer paragraphs with the rich text editor, right? We have an infinite cloner built in. You can put links. You can put links to external websites. For example, if I want to put a link to, let's say, Google, right? I can put a link to google.com here, right? And then when the students come here, they click it, it'll take them to Google if you want them to look at it, right? We have built-in dice, so you can use the dice. The kids can use the dice. You can program these dice in different fashions to roll, right? Um, we have the ability to embed YouTube videos. So if you want them to learn from a YouTube video, you can go to YouTube, right? Copy any video from YouTube. Um, let's put this one, right? You can copy the YouTube video. You can say, I want the video to start at time 50 seconds, end at time 120 seconds,
Oh,
right? And click that, and it'll take out all the ads and just show you that portion of the clip from that time, and the students can see it too. And when the students join, they will see it on their board. They just click this thing, watch what the teacher has told them to do, and just watch that portion of the YouTube, right? We have a compass built in. You can draw things. We have a math editor built in, so you can write complex equations in mathematics if you wanted to, right? You can do quadratic equations, you can do polynomials, you can do like a whole bunch of stuff with it, right? There's a whole help guide. There's a help guide here. You can go here and see there's a math input guide, right? You can do quadratic equations. It'll tell you how to type all of these fractions. You can do summations, integrals, trigonometry, anything that you would want in a math editor, right? We have a pointer built in. It's to catch attention of the kids. You want to show them, pay attention here. There's a snake pointer built in. There's another spotlight pointer built in as well. And this is one of Vivian's invention. So there's a spotlight built in into whiteboard.chat too. So from the grid view, you can actually watch, hey, how are the kids doing? You can ask them, light up a light on your side to tell me how well you are understanding the problem, right? So you can say, hey, this guy is really understanding, he's on green, or let's say it's on yellow, and Sid is on yellow as well. So you can actually repeat what you're telling them. So this is one of Vivian's invention into or addition into our whiteboard.chat. So you can, there's another way to signal things. There's two types of calculators built in. You can turn off the calculators too. Certain parts of the world, they don't like calculators, certain parts they do. There's a basic calculator which the students can use to do math, right? And then you can actually watch them in real time as they're using the calculator, right? What is the number that they're placing? What is the number that they did? You can watch them in real time as well, right? There is another more complex calculator built in as well, which is based on GeoGebra, which is a graphing calculator. You can do 2D graphs, you can do 3D graphs, you can do
wow.
a whole bunch of different stuff with it, right? So it's super complex. You can do areas, you can do polygons, like a whole bunch of things with this. For older kids, it's useful to have a graphing calculator as well. Right. And then the last thing in the toolbox is this text box. So for really young kids, if you want them to type in a certain area, you can just put this text box and they can write sentences or words in that area very easily, and you can correct that. Right. So those are the basic tools that we are available. I'll pause here again for a second and see if there are questions.
Yeah, one question about how do the students save their completed work and how will the teachers archive the marked students' work?
Right. So all of the work that the teacher is doing, um, right? I can say this one is Jan 14th board, right? I can rename it to something. All of the work that you are doing and all the kids are doing gets saved automatically in the cloud, right? So you can go here, you can find your board, right? You can see the Jan 14 board as well as all the children's boards associated with them. So the children never need an account to log in, but their work automatically gets saved with the teacher's work all the time, right? And you can go back to it at any time. You can lock the board. So for example, if you're taking a test, right, you can lock the class after the timer runs out. We have timers too, which I will show you. And then the students don't have ability to edit anymore, right? It goes into read only for them, and the teacher can do the corrections, put the answers, give the grade, and the student can still click the link and go back to their board and watch it at any time. You can also use it to do homework if they haven't finished the work, and if you don't lock the board, for example, you can use all of that as well.
Yeah. Another question, Pawan. Can the individual students continue solving the worksheets and then save their work at their own pace for submission, even though the teacher is not online?
That's right. So, like I said, you can use it in completely asynchronous way as well. So, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mute everybody. So, if you have a question, maybe you can unmute, or said you can unmute you. All right. So, okay. So, yeah, the students can continue. The students can get back to the work at any time, right? So let's say this is the student. They were working on page number 1, right? And the teacher doesn't need to be connected, even if the student closes their browser, right, and goes home, and then they can just log in again. They go back to the browser, click the same link that is in your Google Classroom, and it will directly take them back to the board that they were working on. Right? They can continue working on their lesson from wherever they are. Right? So it makes it super easy for the kids to continue working from where they left off, even if the teacher is not connected. And all of the work that the student is doing is getting saved with the teacher's account automatically. And the teacher can anytime go back to the manage boards and see uh, the work that the student has submitted. You can also see when was the last time the student was working on the board. So if they, you can go here and see when was the last time they logged in onto their board, and quickly find that as well.
Yeah, but for a few more questions. Can teachers communicate with individual students to guide them while they're doing their work? How can they do that without disrupting the class?
Right. So there are two methods. One, as a student teacher, you can actually join a student's board and communicate that way. You can draw on their board, write on their board. But the more cooler thing is this, that you can actually create chats. So there is a chat mechanism built into whiteboard.chat, right? You can, by default, the teacher's messages go to all the students. It's a broadcast, but the students' messages only go back to the teacher, right? But as a teacher, I can pick who I want to chat with, right? So if I want to chat with a subset of the students in the class, right, I just want to chat with this person, I can do it this way. If you join a student's board, automatically it's only chatting with that student, right? Nobody else. But the coolness factor is here, right? Like if the student doesn't speak your language, right? You can actually set the chat, the recipient, who is the student, can change the language to a language that they understand, right? So they can pick the language that they want, right? They can pick any language from here. Um, let's pick something that I don't know. Let's pick this one, right? So you can see that live uh, the chat gets translated live to the language that the student has. So if the teacher says, "How are you doing?" the student, it gets translated live for the student, and the student can, when they type in their language, it can translate back into the language that the teacher has selected. So there is a way to talk to individual students, to talk to a subset of students using the chat as well. And once, you can always delete the chat as well. So if you don't want to save it for privacy reasons, you can just delete it at any time, and you'll delete the chat completely.
Cool. Have there been instances where teachers have used whiteboard.chat for assessments? How was the outcome?
Yes, a lot of teachers use whiteboard.chat for everything that they do, right? Right from live lessons to asynchronous lessons to assessments. So if you go to our main whiteboard.chat website and you go to manage boards, if you create an account, we have a whole set of community boards that teachers have contributed to share from around the world, right? I think there are about 70-80 boards right now, right? You can actually go through them and see how other teachers are using it, what are they doing with it, what games are they playing, all of that stuff on the whiteboard.chat. And they use it for everything. So I forgot to show you let me show you the timers, right? So there are different types of timers built into whiteboard.chat. You can say, I give you 10 minutes for this activity. After the 10 minutes expire, I want to lock it, right? So the board will lock on its own, so that then the teacher can do the corrections, right? You can actually set it such that the timer only starts after the kids join for the first time. So you can do that as well. So for offline assessments, you can use that as well. So that's another advantage.
Okay,
Any
one of
other?
the sorry, go ahead, Mark.
No, more questions?
Yeah, so one teacher tried to upload a Word document, but it could not. So
Yeah, we
how can
cannot
they?
upload Word documents. You can do image files or PDFs. So you can just convert your Word document to PDF and then upload it. Or you can take pictures from the. So if you're using a snip tool, for example, right? Um, I don't want to open my Word document, but like if you go to images.google.com, right? You can say, I want a map of Malaysia, right? And then you say, okay, right? You can just use the snip tool um, from your OS and paste it in here, right? So you can actually, then the map will show up on whiteboard.chat and the kids can interact with it as well.
Cool. Besides reviewing the students' work, can teacher mark the students' work and return it to students?
Yes, the students can get back to you can mark. So like I said, you can open any class board. You can join a student's board, right? For example, I want to join this student's work, right? And then the Zoom thing is in the way. Let's say this guy is on page 4, right? They're doing something on page 4, and the teacher can join so the teacher can go to the grid view, and then you can join the student. Oh, this is not that one. Next page. Yeah, you can have up to 100 students in a class, 125 students in a class, and you can watch all of them. So you can go here, you can do all your corrections, right? And then the student can go back at any time and view what the teacher has done.
Right. Which tool would be most suitable for essay writing?
So I will show you. There are the rich text tool is what most teachers use for essay writing, but we also have grids. So we have various different grids. There's this college line grid that you can use. uh, you can use. So typically I suggest you use a font size of 5 or 6 with this tool, right? And then you can write essays with it as well, right? And then you can also change the background color. The kids can change the background colors of the board as well if you want to make it a little more pleasing, right? You can make it more fun for the kids as well.
Can the students interfere with their friend's whiteboard, and can students save their work on their own computer?
Yeah, so students cannot see each other's work at all by default. So they don't know who the other people are. They don't have access to the grid view. They cannot interfere with each other's work. You can lock the student boards completely. You can say students can only draw on their individual boards from the setting. Right? So they'll never be able to see other kids' work as well. And the kids can download their work in PDF format. So they can hit this button and download my board. It'll download everything in PDF format to their screen. But everything that the kid is doing is getting saved in the cloud automatically anyway. So they don't need to do that if they don't want to.
If the teacher has left some comments on the student's work, will the students be able to delete the comment?
No, the students cannot delete any of the work that the teacher is doing, right? And so it'll stay where it is.
Cool. Can the teacher preset the correct answers so that they can get instant feedback or scores?
No, we don't. That's a teacher made kind of thing. Everyone has been asked us to look into it. We haven't, we don't do auto corrections at this point.
Can we return the work for them to keep in the Google Classroom? They can view in Whiteboard, but can they be also given a copy in Google Classroom once they have completed?
Yeah, so you can download, you as a teacher can download all the work as PDFs and upload it to Google Classroom if you want to, right? Or you can keep the link in the Google Classroom as well, and they can just click the link, it'll take them back to their page.
Yeah, and I think related question is, can teachers print out students' work as well?
Yes, same thing. You
So,
can just
yeah.
download it as a PDF, and well, you can do one PDF with the whole class, everybody's board, or one PDF per scholar, and print them that way.
Yep. I think there's a question on math manipulatives, so probably a good time to go over that.
All right, so there are other grades as well. So I will show you really quickly. There's more and more stuff. There is a big grade. So if there's a regular grade where you can do stuff, there's a big grade where you can, which is like baby Excel, right? You can ask kids to do simple math with it, right? So if I go to page number 5, right, I can just walk around with 27, right? With a keyboard, and you can do very simple math with it. I was doing everything on the student board as usual. So there is, and then there is more grids here. There is coordinate plane built in. You can use it for drawing lines. There's a positive only coordinate plane. There is a music sheet built in as well, right? So you can teach music. We have a whole bunch of manipulatives. So if you click this thing, you can see there's a whole, I think maybe over 1,000 different manipulatives built in, ranging from math to um, music to chemistry to you can add stickers here very easily if you send it to us. I think Vivian asked for Malaysian currency. We will add that. Right? We have alphabets, we have letters, we have lowercase, uppercase alphabets, numbers, magnetic letters, right? All of these things built into the system. We have math manipulatives. So, for example, we have 100 blocks, we have 10 blocks, we have 1 blocks, we have algebraic tiles, we have protractors, we have rulers, right? We have 10 frames, we have number bonds, right? We have shapes, we have number lines, we have arches, we have fraction tiles, we have fraction circles, right? And we keep adding to this every day. We have multiplication charts, we have 100 charts, right? So it's endless, right? We have 3D shapes, we have We have rewards, we have um, patterns or shapes, right? We have currencies from different part of the world. We have chemistry symbols where you can use those to create atoms or molecules, right? We have different languages, Hindi, Tamil, French. We have animals. We have Pongal stickers we recently added. We have different kind of animals built in, animals and birds. We do seasonal stickers. We have emojis built in, and all of these objects that we have are actually animatable as well. So you can rotate them, you can move. So just for fun, right? Like with kids, you can move them around on the screen. They'll follow. You can animate the colors, so they'll keep changing colors, right? So it's just more fun for kids to see. You can do it with your own drawings as well. Whatever you draw, you can animate any of the objects you upload or draw. There are thinking maps built in, like Venn diagrams. There is flow maps. There are widgets, so there's like a basic clock widget, right? For example, which you can use to teach kids time. There is a spinner. There's a programmable spinner, so you can actually put different things in it. So if you want, let's say, red colors, or if you want to teach them their names, right? You want to use it to select people's names: red, yellow, blue, green, white, orange, right? And then you can do it to do group games. I will show you how you can play group games with whiteboard.chat as well. You can put this on the spinner thing. Your kids can play with it as well. Right?
And these manipulatives are accessible to the students as well, right?
Yeah, the manipulators are available to the students. You can turn it off if you want to. I'll show you an exercise how you can create a very easy drag and drop exercise for the kids in a second as well. And then yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of things in here, and we can easily add more stuff to it as well if we need to, if there's something missing. The boards you can share with your co-teachers. So if you have another teacher, you prepared a lesson, you can send it to all the teachers in your class level. You can save copies for different sections if you want to. You can do that as well. There's a built-in time machine. This is really cool. So if you want to see how a kid is progressing through their work, right? Like for example, how long did it take to do this work, and where was he struggling, where was he doing well, right? Even post that, you can go back here and turn on the time machine, and then you can watch it over time. How did he progress through the lesson, right? What did he draw? How long did he take to draw that, or how long did he take to do that work, right? Was he goofing around, or was he actually doing real work? So you can do that too, probably using the time machine. You can showcase, you can have co-teachers in your class. So you can, if you have another teacher, by default the students don't see each other's work, right? But if you have a co-teacher, you can make anybody a co-teacher, and then they will uh, have the same tools like the grid view and the hand raising, all the same tools as the teacher, right? If the principal wants to observe somebody, we can send them a direct co-teacher link as well, so they can just join as a co-teacher, watch the class. It's almost as if they're walking into a classroom, doing an observation as to what the teacher is doing, and walking out, right? You can showcase a student's work to the rest of the class. So like if Sid is doing really good job, you can showcase his work to the rest of the class. It's done anonymously, so you don't know who the student is, but everybody else can see on the board, on their board, as to who's being showcased, right? And you can turn it off as well very easily by clicking that button there, right? I think so. I think I covered most of the main features. I'll pause here and see if there are more questions.
No new questions, Pawan.
All right. I think, like I said, there are hundreds and hundreds of features on this thing. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. We have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel. We'd be more than happy if you play with it for a while, and then you want us to show you an advanced webinar where we can show you group games and how do you create group boards. All of those things we can show you as well, right? If you find interest in it. But what I'll do right now is I'm going to create a new board. We have an instance in Asia, which we call asia.whiteboard.chat, right? Which I recommend you guys use. You're right next to it. It's in Singapore, right? And then I'm going to create a bingo activity based on some tiles that Vivian shared with me, right? So the bingo on whiteboard.chat is a special thing. So the way it works is that she has created this place value bingo tiles. You can ask her how she created that. But on each page of the PDF is a different tile, right? So it's a math tile. And once you upload it to whiteboard.chat, for each participant, it will create, you can do upload bingo, right? For each participant, it will assign them a random tile out of this whole thing, right? And as you are playing bingo live, you can actually see which kid is marking things which is not doing well, and then you can actually have them you can call out numbers to keep up with the class. So what I'll do is I'm going to copy this link, I'm going to paste this on Zoom. So you have to be a little bit careful with Zoom, right? Because once you click this link, it will open your browser and you lose the Zoom window completely. So be careful if how you know how to get back to Zoom, right? Otherwise it gets a little bit crazy. So yeah, if you click that link that I just pasted, it will make you join as a student. If you have never used whiteboard.chat before, it will ask you for a name. And then you can start playing bingo live on that board with us. Right, you can see that everybody will get a unique tile, right, on the bingo board. Because there are not as many tiles as students, some of them will get duplicates as well. But see, this one and this one are completely unique. And you can watch everybody playing live. You can change the side of the grid, but you can also watch everybody playing live bingo. And then you can say, hey, maybe I should call out this number or that number based on who's winning and on who's not winning, right? So there's a lot of things you can do with the whiteboard. It's almost like, it's all left up to the imagination of the teacher and the kids to play with it. All right. I think we covered most of the stuff that we wanted to cover. If there are questions, you can ask.
This is a good time if you would like to just unmute yourself and ask questions, that's fine too.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, we'd be happy to do another follow-up webinar if you play with it, or if you reach out to us and you have more questions, or if you want to ask us anything. Vivian can tell you how accessible we are at all times. So you can definitely reach out to us at any time if you have anything that you want to discuss with us.
Any suggestions for drama teaching?
Drama teaching. I don't know. I think maybe you. Oh, I forgot to show one more feature. It is really cool, right? Maybe that will help for drama. So what students can do is that if they're doing work on real pen and paper, they can also use the webcam to take photos of their work. So you can say add webcam photo, right? And then you can take photos of the work that they are doing with real pen and paper, right? And then they can insert that on whiteboard.chat directly, right? And then as a teacher, you can go to that student's board, right? If you look at the student's board, this thing is called student. If you can open class boards. Sorry, the Zoom windows are all everywhere. Where is the student here? So you can see that I can join that student's board really easily, and then you can do corrections on their board on page number 2, which is where they posted picture, right? So you can do corrections on real work. And similarly, the students can use their webcam to record audio and video. So if you want them to read out a paragraph, or if you want them to act in a certain way, they can upload that video really easily by recording it and putting it on their board. And you as a teacher can just go click it and watch it live. Not live, at any time.
Pawan, are there any interactive games for science?
We don't have games per se, but you can actually make games on your own, using the spinner, using the dice, using the group boards. You can place kids on a group board together so they can interact with each other as well. You can watch how to do that on our YouTube channel, or in the advanced thing, if you ever do an advanced thing.
And in order to save my work, do I have to select download?
No, your work automatically gets saved all the time. You don't have to do anything. Your work gets saved. If you close your browser, you can try it. You can close your browser, re-click that link, it will take you back to your work automatically.
And can the teachers watch the students live on webcam?
Not through whiteboard.chat. There is a video chat function on whiteboard.chat, but we don't recommend it because the quality isn't as good as what you will get with Zoom um, or with Microsoft Teams or Google Meet, right? So this is not as good, but there is a video chat built in.
Okay, we've caught up on all questions.
All right. I think, yeah, again, if you have any more questions, please unmute. We can ask us more questions. I don't want to overwhelm you with hundreds of other features. I want to give you an opportunity so that you can try these basic functions first. You can always talk to Vivian. She is an expert on this. So you can ask her questions too, right? And we are always available. We are happy to do another sessions like this on more advanced features at any time if you want. All right. I'm going to stop the recording then, and thank you so much for